The driverless taxi company Waymo has been spotted in the city. Take a look at what our cameras found inside a parking garage in the Loop, not far from our station. Yeah, those are Waymo vehicles lined up, parked, ready to go. It's easy to spot them with all those sensors. You see them there on the top. But these things are not being deployed as driverless vehicles just yet. And that's because the law currently does not allow that. So if you see a Waymo on the street, and some of our viewers have, there's a driver inside for now. They're currently mapping city streets, scooping up data that will help them to better understand driving conditions here in Chicago. Good time to do that in the winter, right? There's an effort to allow autonomous vehicle fleets in the near future. And a piece of legislation in Springfield would create a 3-year pilot program in Chicago and surrounding counties with the potential for expansion across the state. But you know, many of the Chicagoans we talk to say they are concerned about safety. Engineering professor Katie Driggs Campbell says there's no agreed upon standard for these driverless cars, making it difficult to really understand how safe they are.
Not really a good, solid, agreed upon test or really good way to validate whether the system is, say, as safe as a human.
Well, here's the thing. Waymo insists their vehicles are actually safer than those driven by humans, and they have the data, they say, to back up their claims. In a statement, the company says, quote, over 127 million fully autonomous miles. Our technology has proven safety record, demonstrating it is involved in up to 10 times fewer serious injury or worse collisions and 12 times fewer collisions with pedestrians compared to human drivers where we operate. And here's a look at what it's like to be a passenger in a Waymo. There's nobody in the front seat. They're already operating in other big cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, Miami, Arizona. We asked some people in Chicago whether they would ride in one of these, and can you imagine, got a variety of responses.
I would be concerned if I rode a scooter or rode a bike. I just had a electric scooter cut me off, and you know, I don't know how well those cars can adjust to that.
I prefer people to be employed and to rely on human beings instead of technology.
I've been in a couple of car accidents myself, and as humans we make mistakes, and I don't think we can expect computers to make zero mistakes, but I do think that they would make less than humans. It kind of seems like it's happening whether we like it or not, so I guess try to embrace it.
You've probably seen this. Waymo vehicles have been in several viral incidents. You might have seen this video where a Waymo vehicle very close to an active crime scene in LA. And Waymo says that vehicle came across a street blocked by police vehicles before turning into an area that was not blocked off where other vehicles were also traveling. Then there's this video. This is in San Francisco. Video captured a man climbing on top of the Waymo car, flipping off, and people in the crowd cheering him on. A few other men also climbed on top of that Waymo. The company says there was no one in the car. After all, it's autonomous at the time, and it was not visibly damaged. So I've ridden in one of these. I was out in LA, and I have to say it was flawless. There were no problems. It was an experience to have this driverless car just pull over exactly to where you are and pick you up. It uses an app like Uber, if you've done that before, and it has to find you. You have to confirm it's you before it pulls away. So what happens if you try to get in the driver's seat or maybe mess with this thing? That actually happened to us when I was in LA. I was with my daughter, my wife, and her friend, and my daughter didn't know this. She said, get in the driver's seat and put your seatbelt on and you can watch. Don't touch the wheel. So we do that. And her friend is sitting next to me. I'm in the front passenger seat. And we hear this voice come over the intercom in the vehicle, and it pulls over to the side of the road, and it says, we see that you have a passenger in the driver's seat, which is against our rules. We're not going to cancel your ride, but that person needs to move and go into the back seat. And then they put like a mark on my daughter's account saying, we've noted that you did this. If you do it again, we will suspend your account. So there's some safety measures in effect here. And there's also someone always watching you. I think some people don't like that. There's cameras in these cars, obviously cameras outside these cars. But they caught us doing that. We were doing it on accident. Don't sit in that driver's seat because they're going to see it and then they're going to ban you. You're never going to use it again. So here's the thing. Waymo isn't the only thing doing this across the country. Zoox, owned by Amazon, is being tested in Vegas, Atlanta, and Miami, among others. These Zoox, they're like vans, right? There's nobody inside. It almost looks like a passenger van. They're testing those in Las Vegas. And another thing you might see here in Chicago, Tesla is here in Chicago testing its Cybercab, a car Elon Musk says will have no pedals or a steering wheel. These test mules, as they're called, have drivers and wheels and pedals for now. I was on Dearborn near State Street, and I saw one of these, gave the thumbs up to the driver who was there with a wheel. He's testing it out. Tesla's mapping the roads in Chicago. There are a lot of people with strong opinions about this. Will these cars work in the winter? Think about it. Waymo and Zoox and Tesla, for the most part, they're testing all their vehicles in warm climates, out west, in the desert, down in Texas. That's why I think we're starting to see them here. Will they operate in the winter, in a windstorm, in a snowstorm, in a rainstorm? What do you think? Let us know on all our social media pages. Follow me or ABC7 Chicago as we continue to track updates on this story. Post a comment underneath this video. We'd love to hear from you. And keep an eye out for Waymos, Teslas, and maybe Zoox in the coming future here in Chicago. Thanks for joining me.